Hey guys, welcome back to Here's the Deal. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, and share it with everybody you know.
Here's the deal.
Pursuit of a Mazda heading south on 3 Points Road.
Here's the deal. Okay, this is a video. I'll go ahead and give a shout out to Police Brutality Matters. He uploaded this on February 19th, but this is actually a case from back in 2017, 2018. I think it was settled in May of 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And the name of the video is Colorado Springs, and this is from the Police Brutality Matters. Colorado Springs pays $41,000 settlement to First Amendment auditor cameraman after encounter with police. The video was uploaded by News Now Colorado, and he actually uploads the local news that covered the event. And there's two. What's interesting is one news crew handles it pretty good, you know, as far as getting the facts out there and not being biased. And then the next news crew, not so much. And we'll take a look at that. The name of this video is from News Now Colorado. And I noticed he hasn't uploaded a video in, I don't know, it's like a couple years. So I don't know what happened to News Now Colorado. If you're still out there, you know, maybe what we can do is, if you like what he did, if you like his work, go to his channel and then go to his last video and try to encourage him to put out more videos, because he actually did a really good job on this. The name of his video is First Amendment Audit Settlement Makes News, KKTV 11 and KRDO 13.
And a confrontation on camera.
You can't legally detain me for suspicious activity.
Absolutely, I can.
It happened months ago, and now because of it, a new rule for Springs Police.
No.
Look at that. So basically, First Amendment audit activity forced the police force to create kind of a new regulation within their department. And one of those new regulations is, hey guys, there's a First Amendment, as though the First Amendment wasn't enough. Hey, there's freedom of press. You can film anything out in public that your eyes can see. You can't trespass somebody's eyes and give them a hard time and start harassing and caging them for that.
Good evening. Thanks very much for joining us tonight. I'm Don Ward. Diane Derby is off. The city of Colorado Springs will pay up $41,000 for this encounter on camera.
Well, you have to have reasonable suspicion that committed a crime.
We first showed you this video of Colorado Springs Police and a man who calls himself an amendment auditor back in November. New tonight, 11 News reporter Catherine Silver is live at the police station where it first happened, the Falcon substation off North Academy. And Catherine, I know you talked to the man in the video. What does he think?
Catherine, what right does this guy have walking around flexing his individual rights on behalf and for the rest of us?
Think of the 41,000.
What do you think of the 41,000?
He tells me the money is good, but to him, it's not the most important thing in this settlement. He also got a change in police policy.
You can't legally detain me for suspicious activity.
Absolutely, I can.
This moment recorded by...
You can't detain me for suspicious activity, and the cop goes, well, absolutely I can. If I deem that anybody on my streets, walking around on my streets, looks suspicious, I'm going to tell them they're suspicious, and I'm going to handcuff them, and I'm going to throw them in a cage. Absolutely I can. And by the way, did you know that my #1 goal was to make it home safe tonight?
Terrell Clayton is costing the city of Colorado Springs $41,000.
And that is the part that makes me sick. $41,000 came out of this auditor's pocket and everybody else in his community because these cops chose to violate another man's freedom of the press. That's disgusting. That's where qualified immunity comes in. It's like, hey, you mean I can go out there and I can start foisting a whole lot of criminal activity on the constituency who I'm claiming to be protecting and serving, and no skin's going to come off my hide? Every psychopath goes, where do I sign? Oh, yeah, what a deal that is.
You have to have reasonable suspicion that committed a crime.
Because you're outside a law enforcement facility, acting suspicious. That's all I need.
Clayton claims he was illegally...
Can you define that term, acting suspicious? Because I think you're acting suspicious. You're out here with a utility belt, a firearm, and a thin badge, and you're wearing a costume. It's not even Halloween. That's pretty suspicious to me.
detained by police.
All I had was this camera, and I pretty much just had it like this.
He started filming marked police cars outside the station in November.
I just need some pictures of some marked units.
Then this happened.
I'm not buying it.
Okay.
Do you have an ID I can see?
I'd rather not give it.
I'm asking you for an ID or else we're going to detain you and get it.
My goal is not to go.
Okay, so not only am I violating your First Amendment right of freedom of the press to video anything that you see, anything that your eyes can see from a public sidewalk, but now I'm going to make you insecure in your person's house's papers and effects. And oh, by the way, if you have a firearm, I'm gonna go ahead and infringe on your Second Amendment right too. Boy, I mean, if you're going to be a bear, if you're going to be a tyrannical bear, be a dang red grizzly.
There and start problems.
Flip the script for just a second, okay? Guys taking pictures of our back gate of our secured lot, okay? Guys taking pictures of our building in this climate.
I wonder if they treat the Google mapping driver like this too. We saw you out here with that big dome thing on the top of your car, and we saw you taking pictures of our secure facility. You mind answering? So you're looking awfully suspicious in that Google car over there. I would say if there was any suspicious activity, that's pretty suspicious. Having a representative for one of the biggest technocracies in the world just roving around taking pictures of license plate. I know they blur them out. Kids playing in the streets. That seems suspicious.
Was viewed thousands of times on YouTube. 6 months later, $41,000. And police policy must now state that taking photographs or recording from a public place in and of itself does not constitute suspicious.
Look at that. Look. This is the policy change, guys. This is the policy change that sprung from this auditing activity. Taking photographs or recording from a public place in and of itself does not constitute suspicious activity. What it should say is arresting those who are photographing and recording from a public place is criminal activity. If you officers arrest a peaceful person just recording in public, you've engaged in criminal activity. You're going to lose your jobs. If we get sued, it's coming out of your paycheck, and we'll make sure that you're ostracized from the community. Oh, and you're going to prison because you actually created a real victim because you decided to act like a criminal. How about that? How about that for a policy change, coppas? Hey, could you get a little policy change with that? Of course we can get a policy change. What we'll just say is that any cop engaged in criminal activity will actually be treated like a criminal. We'll treat the cop as the cop would treat somebody else for acting the same way. How about that?
This activity.
Ultimately, that is the kind of change that I was looking for, and that was the whole purpose for doing this.
Part of the settlement includes that the city does not have to admit any wrongdoing. But
well, of course it does. Part of that settlement is that we're giving you $41,000 for a reason, but we haven't done anything wrong. We're giving you $41,000 for something that we're not going to tell you if we did it wrong or not. Isn't the $41,000 basically saying that they did wrong? Isn't this kind of hush-hush money? Isn't this kind of don't make a bigger deal out of this thing than we want to, this is a big can of worms and we just don't want to deal with it. Isn't that basically saying that you've done wrong? This is just nonsense.
The police department does need to create a video addressing the First Amendment right to record a police officer in a public place. All of the officers need to watch that video by December 31st. I'm Colorado Springs, Catherine Silver, KKTV 11. So
now they get to watch the guy that they hate doing the thing that they don't want to see. That's hilarious.
Catherine, thanks very much for that.
All right, so here's the, that was, let's see, KKTV 11 covered it pretty well in my opinion. Now let's see how KRDO 13 covered the story. Not so well.
Tonight, the city of Colorado Springs is settling a lawsuit with a man who shot video outside a police parking lot.
He recorded the confrontation with officers as it happened. Here's a look at the video that Terrell Clayton posted to YouTube. It shows police approaching him and later detaining him for what they called suspicious activity. A lot of differing opinions on this one. Tonight, News Channel 13's Crystal Story is breaking down the video and the city's decision to settle the case for just over $40,000. Crystal?
Yeah, Bart, we're standing on that sidewalk where Terrell Clayton recorded that very same video. Since it's been posted and since that settlement has come through, he's posted several more videos and what looks to become a sport of just standing outside of public buildings and recording himself. Take a look.
Don't talk, don't touch my camera.
Back in November, this went viral.
I don't consent to any searches.
Terrell Clayton was shooting video outside the Falcon Police substation when two officers approached and questioned him.
I'd rather not give it.
I'm asking you for an ID or else we're going to detain you and get it.
He was later detained, something he says was against his rights.
I told you were being detained for the suspicion activity that's going on.
You can't legally detain me for suspicious activity.
Absolutely.
He filed a complaint the next day for wrongful detainment. Now this week, the city settled his claim for $41,000. The Colorado Springs Police Department said they didn't have an official comment. We also reached out to Clayton, who hasn't responded to any of our attempts. He did, however, post a YouTube video with his response showing the legal documents.
I'm pretty happy with it. I will say that we, as in me and my law firm, we're definitely willing to litigate it in court.
That's where we also found dozens of videos of what he calls First Amendment audits. He's seen going into several public agencies and testing his rights, like here at the El Paso County Sheriff's Office.
Do you want to go in?
The Colorado State Patrol Office.
Seriously? Can't crowd the door.
And even for...
They got to get that in. They got to say something to force you to comply. They got to give an order. They got to feel like they're in control. And it's so funny. It's like, you're kidding me. You're recording. It's like, yeah, you guys have body cams, dash cams, rear facing, front facing. You have surveillance equipment on your police force.
Carson.
I'm at Fort Carson right now, doing a First Amendment audit.
What Clayton is doing isn't wrong or illegal, but in so many of these videos, you can hear him laughing or poking fun at the people who try to stop him.
This is what it's like for the military police to respect you more than the sheriffs.
So while the city paid out for this claim, it's the response that sparked more than 40 videos of taunts to the public. Now
more than 40 videos of taunts to the public? What is that all about? Taunts to the public? Now, I don't know what's in this guy's mind. I don't know what his motivations are, but I know some First Amendment auditors, the reason they're out there doing this is because they want to hold police accountable for their criminal actions. They want to take away qualified immunity. And remember, that's what's wrong with Terry v. Ohio. Terry v. Ohio is officer safety trumps individual liberties. So they'll come up with any reason under the sun. Hey, officer safety, put your hands on the wheel for officer safety. Roll down your windows, officer safety. Can't have that tin on your car for officer safety, and a plethora of other things. I like what John Felak said. He said, do you realize that donuts used to be square, but then the federal government forced the donut making manufacturers to make them round for officer safety? You know, it's like give the kids crayons. They can't hurt themselves with a pen. Make sure you put the little covers on all the light sockets because officer safety. It's like, oh my gosh, officers, please stop talking to me. There's a light socket over there that doesn't have a child protective cap over it. I'm concerned about officer safety. The lengths they will go to justify encroaching on your rights because you violated officer safety.
Settlement between the city and Terrell Clayton now say that Colorado Springs police have to watch a video regarding First Amendment rights before September of 2018, so just a few months from now.
And we get to pay him to do that. I think Hankster44 said that in the room. Look, we get now taxpayers pay for the cops to sit down and watch a video to learn something they should have already known.
Reporting live in Colorado Springs, Crystal Story, KRDO News Channel 13.
Taunts to the public. That wasn't biased at all, he said. So this is from News Now Colorado. Let's go ahead and go over to his main channel page. And I'll just show you. We'll click on videos right here. His last video was uploaded 3 years ago. I don't know what happened to him. Last video 3 years ago. So what I'll do is I'll put the link to his last video so that we're all kind of on the same page right here in the chat room. When this video gets done rendering, I'll put it in the description and in the pinned comment. And let's try to find out what happened to News Now. Let's see what the last comment is. Nothing after this for 3 years. Please give us an update. Yeah, I wonder what happened to him. So that's News Now Colorado. Leave me what you think about this in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.